Good night, everyone. Good night, Facebook. Good night, comrades. Good night, friends. Well, let's hope that people are going to join us soon. Good night, good night, good night. Good night, everyone. Good night, comrades. Good night, friends. Good night. Maybe somebody can do an Irish jig meanwhile. I will wait for a few more people to join us. While you're on, please tag every delegate that you know. But particularly tonight, I want to tag every delegate that you know in Southeast St. Anne. Every person, every PNP person that you might know in Southeast St. Anne, tag them. We're still talking to PNP people. This is very important, so tag them. So good night, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm going to give you a few minutes so that you can tag and share, just 2 or 3 minutes, and then you just go ahead and tag and share to other people, particularly the delegates and the comrades in Southeast St. Anne. Please tag somebody you know. If you know a PNP delegate, send it to them. Send it to even one person. We want them to hear this. We want them to come in. So I'll give you 1 more minute to share it. And then we will begin. Welcome, everyone. Let me see if I recognize some names. I can hail up some people. Jason Loganoya, PNP. Princess, big up my friend Richard. My road crew. Good to see you. I know you're a PNP. Hi, Sonny. Sher Pottinger, big up yourself. Good night, Bridget. How are you, my darling? Good to see you tuning in. I'm gonna tag some PNP people. Yes, Chris. I see you. Glad to have you. Sandra Solid. Good night. Good to have you. Hi, Vanessa. Night, Sherp, Atija. So we're gonna start. Comrade all the way. That's right. Rohina, I know you're a delegate. Good night, Sonny. Petrona, good night. Dalton, good night. Good night, everyone. So, just tag the delegates of Southeast St. Anne and let's get going. My throat is kind of groggy a bit, but I'm going to get through this tonight without any time. Tati, good to see you, my darling. Hello, Tati, good to see you, sweetie. Newell Socialist, good to see you. Paulette, I think I just saw Paulette. Pauline. Shelly Gay. Like and share the live. Share the live. That's right. That's right, Chair Pachida. Tell them to share the live. Share the live. Share it. Share it to any delegate you know. Particularly people in the constituency of Southeast St. Anne. For those of you who don't know Southeast St. Anne is Lisa Hanna's constituency. So if you know somebody down there and you have their phone number, share it. There's a gentleman I met at the grave digging of Comrade Foreman down in Cold Heart the other day. I don't remember your name, but you tell me that you watch all my lives, so I'm assuming that you're on tonight. Thank you for joining us, and share it to all the people that you know in Cold Heart. Cold Heart is a little district inside of outside of Claremont, just a little bit outside of Claremont proper, and we're up by the grave digging there. So glad to have you all here tonight. So comrades, let's begin. I want to begin first and foremost by thanking you all for joining me. Thanking all the people who have been joining us for the last 5 weeks now. Without you, these lives would not have gotten the support and the publicity that it needed, and I thank you all very much for that. I want to thank the PNP Resistance Road team that have taken days out of their weeks, take away time from their family and their businesses, and come on the road with us, to go walk with us. Some people, there are too many, you see pictures of some people, but you don't see pictures of some other people that come with us. People from East Kingston that come with us sometime, my little crew that roll out with me. I want to thank Comrade Princess and Comrade Bygrave for having been on this journey with us to talk to PNP people. I also want to thank the resistance leadership, the PNP resistance leadership. All of this could not have happened without you guys. A whole group of women, strong women, and one man. Well, if we include Bygrave in that one man thing, but that one man in the group of PNP resistance people. I want to thank you all, because all of this was your idea. When we saw all that was happening and we were trying to garner information as to how we got here and why some things were happening, and we all decided that we're going to do a road thing to go find out from PNP people what's happening. So I want to thank the PNP Resistance Road leadership, and I want to thank the PNP Resistance membership, which is just too many to mention. I can't mention you by name, but you know yourselves. It is you who have kept this movement going. It is your voice on social media. It is your voice in WhatsApp groups. It is your voice in your divisions and your constituencies that have made this movement possible. And nothing happened. Everything happened for a reason. And it was ordained by God that we should be here in this moment in history to do this. So I want to thank the PNP Resistance members and leaders for making these lives a success and bringing the movement. Finally, I want to thank the resistance, the PNP Resistance members in the diaspora. I want to thank them all. I don't know if they want me to mention their name, but I want to thank them all. The diaspora people, the PNP Resistance members in London, in Canada, in the US, in Georgia, in California, in Miami, in New York, in Maryland, in Michigan. We want to just thank you all. If I miss out any state, please tell me. We want to thank the entire PNP Resistance membership that contributed financially week after week to make these road tours successful. I want to thank you very, very much. I want to encourage you to continue to contribute so that we can go there and talk to the PNP people. We could not have done it without you. And not only your financial help, but also the fact that you are there to support us on social media as well, the conversations, the WhatsApp groups, and such things. So we thank you very much for all of that, the PNP Resistance members in the diaspora. Tonight, comrades, we're on the final of the lives. Said we're going to do 5 of them. And so we're on the final of the live. The lives started out and will end the same way it started out. Talking to the PNP delegates and the PNP people in the PNP constituencies. Is who we're talking to. And tonight, we want to specifically talk to the Southeast St. Anne PNP voters, supporters, and delegates. Some things, comrades, are hard, and friends joining us as well. some things are hard and some things are heart-rending. Some of the things that we have found out, some of the things that we have now come to know. And I have been between two minds all of this week. I have been between two minds as to whether I'm going to say the whole story and let you know. But as PNP delegates and PNP leaders in constituency, I am of the view tonight that you can't act unless you know. And you need to know. Because part of your responsibility as PNP delegates and leaders in constituencies is to know. Oh, the damn bikes. And you need to know. So we're going to let you know. And there are things we are going to share with you tonight that you will hear for the very first time. There's information we're going to share with you tonight that you need to know. I am going to ask the Christian-minded people on the live to forgive me because I'm going to use one and two words that you might find offensive. I don't use bad words. It's not a bad word, but it's a word that is acceptable universally and can be used on social media as well. But I still want to apologize to the Christian-minded people who might find it one or two words that I might use offensive. I assure you that it is important. So please pass on, share the live to the Southeast and people. Share the live to the PNP delegates them. Let them come in at this because we want them to understand and to know and to learn. Comrades, in 1960, when John F. Kennedy first ran for president, well, it's the only time he ran because they killed him before he could run a second term. But when John F. Kennedy ran for president of the United States in 1960, after he secured the nomination of the Democratic Party, the natural course of things began to fall in place, such as the first thing is finding a running mate, somebody who would be vice president to President Kennedy. And the Kennedy clan was a tight-knit clan. They were close family. Them keep everything close to them chest. Them keep everything close to the family. Them was like a little mafia all by themselves. The Kennedy family. And so President Kennedy and his brother, Bobby, were very close to each other. They started the hunt to find a proper vice president, a proper vice presidential candidate to run with Jack as vice president. And they found the right candidate. The right candidate in sense of the person who can help Jack win. But the wrong candidate in terms of whether they like him, yes or no. Because the truth of the matter is, the Kennedys hated Lyndon Johnson. They hated him with a passion. And he felt the same way about them. They thought that he was a country bumpkin, cowboy kind of guy from Texas. And he thought that they were just some uppity, uber-rich Irish immigrant. And them not worth him time. So they hated each other very, very, very much. But Bobby Kennedy, who was the genius behind the operation of the Kennedy campaign, said to his brother Jack and the rest of advisors, we need somebody who can help us win. And the way the landscape of the electoral college set up back in those days, there wasn't enough states that were in play that they could say, okay, Virginia wasn't in play back them time there. Wisconsin wasn't in play in those days. Ohio wasn't in play in those days. You need the big states back in those days, in California and Texas and those big states and New York and those places to win. And so Bobby Kennedy was looking at the fact that they need a big state because they realize it's going to be a close election. So they need somebody from a big state who can deliver that big state for them. And they looked to Lyndon Johnson. And they didn't like Lyndon Johnson. But they decided that Lyndon Johnson would have to be because he can bring Texas. And with Texas, they would have that narrow win. It was a cool, calculated political argument. Bring Johnson on, we will win Texas, we'll win the election. We win Texas, you'll win the election. close, yes, but you're going to win the election with Texas. And so they approached Johnson and they brought Johnson on, and Johnson became the vice presidential candidate. And Kennedy woke up the next morning after the election and found out that he won. And he was president of the United States. And Lyndon B. Johnson became vice president of the United States. And as much as they did not like each other, John F. Kennedy, I have read pretty much every book that has been written about the Kennedys. Well, I can't read all of them, but I read a lot of Kennedy books. I have a lot of books about the Kennedys. Last one I've been reading is The Emerald Kings. And a lot of Kennedy's success was very dependent on Lyndon Johnson, the man that they hated, the man who hated them. A lot of Kennedy's success was dependent on him. And when Kennedy was assassinated, Johnson was the man who signed into law the act the act. It slipped my mind. Soon come back to me. Johnson was the one who signed that act into law after Kennedy's death. After Martin Luther King died, after Kennedy died, after all of the unrest and the social unrest and all of that, and Johnson became the guy who carried out Kennedy's legacy for him. Why do I tell you that chapter of history? That chapter of history is essential to what we're going to talk about tonight. It's essential because in a political movement, people will always dislike each other. But the essential thing in a political movement, since political parties exist primarily to gain political power, the most essential thing in a political organization, whether you like each other or not, is that no matter how much we dislike each other, we're all going to work together to achieve that one common goal. And that one common goal is winning the elections. That's one common goal. We all going to join forces and do it. Obama and Hillary Clinton ran a nasty race against each other. They went all out. Obama people them went after Hillary in some of the most disgraceful kind of way. And if she wasn't a white woman who has been around for a long time, I mean, things would have gone back in those days. But Hillary and Obama ran a nasty race. When it was over, here was Obama and Hillary riding in the plane together, laughing and chatting, and she could have gotten any position she wanted. Because Obama tell her that, and me and you roll together. What you want? Tell me where you want to become, because I'm me and you go roll, and me and you go unite the Democratic Party, and me and you go deliver the agenda of the Democratic Party for the American people. And they work together. They work together so well that at the end of Obama's term, when Hillary was Secretary of State, Hillary's popularity was like in the 80s. Right? And Obama allowed her to carry that foreign policy, and they worked together and they were successful together as a team, because that's how politics work. And they disliked each other terribly back in the campaign. I mean, Bill Clinton went down there and chatted up some things about Obama and the rest of them. Not funny. But at the end of the day, they all recognize that they represent the same party, and they all recognize that they have the same agenda to deliver the goods and services for the American people. And so for them, the most important thing was working together to get that done. So that was no science for them. Now here we are, the People's National Party, 83-year-old party, started by Norman Manley. And when Norman Manley started the People's National Party, he meant it with all his heart. He meant it to be a People's National Party. People's National Party. And Norman didn't have to spell it out. But the way he organized the party and the way he led the party, it was clear that Norman's intention was for the party to be a vehicle of change for the people of Jamaica. but not only a vehicle of change for the for the people of Jamaica. Norman also, because of the way he led it and the people that were in it with him, also meant the party to be a party of integrity and decency and honesty. A party that would stand with each other, stand beside each other. A party that no matter what happened, at the end of the day, we coalesce around each other as a party. And that was Norman Manley's intent. So, that is how the People's National Party was made out to be. 2019, Bunting lost the race against Peter Phillips. And I want to use this final live to big up Comrade Dr. Peter Phillips, a man of integrity and honor and decency, a man with a deep sense of duty and responsibility. And that deep sense of responsibility and duty is what makes him the man he is. That no matter what is thrown against him, he takes it with a nobleness about him that is worthy of not only mention but emulation. Dr. Peter Phillips will be known in this country in years to come. We will be talking to our sons about Dr. Peter Phillips and encouraging them to be as noble and as committed and as loyal and genuine and true a man as Dr. Comrade Peter David Phillips. And I want to big him up. And I'm bigging him up because some of the things we're going to talk about tonight is going to reveal just what a decent man Dr. Peter Phillips is. It's going to reveal it in a real way, just what a good and decent person that man is. And I know he must have gotten it from his mother. Can't be from his, I don't know his father, but I knew his mother. His mother was in the hospital when I met her. He came down to the Memorial Hospital right around Caledonia, right there. Don't remember what name. Right around there, she was. And he was going down there one evening. I would jump in the car with him, me and Pinky. And we went down there and we met his mother. She was on her bed. She was going to die maybe 2 weeks after that she died. But we met her. And just watching she and him, I knew that he got that courage and that sense of duty and loyalty from her. I have no doubt in my mind about it. So Peter Bunting, after losing the 2019 elections, after he challenged Dr. Phillips, and he lost the elections. You would think that, having lost the elections, all that he's going to do now, if he's a true PNP, is to fold up him tent, him rice tent, fold up the tent, or burn it down, or dash it away, or somewhere. I don't prefer him burn it up and dash it away. But him fold it up. His job is to fold up that tent, and forgot to him leader, who now still remains leader, and him need to say to him leader, say, I am yours, boss. Tell me how you want me to help. That is how this thing work. You're supposed to go and say to your leader, how you want me to help. You lose, him win. You must go to him now and say, tell me how I can help. I asked Peter Phillips in the 2020 elections. I asked him. I text him. Tell me how I can help, where I can help. That was my message to him. And he answered me and tell me how and where I can help. After all that I've said about him, that's what he did. So Bunting's responsibility was to do that. But no. Mr. B couldn't do that at all. That was just too much for him because he was a PNP. He was never a PNP. He was never a comrade. He was always an opportunist. And he saw the PNP as that vehicle to provide the opportunities that he needed. So he was never a PNP and he was never a comrade. He joined PNP and ran for Clarendon and married in a Michael Manley family to stay close to Michael Manley. You know, divorced the first wife, married to Michael Manley, daughter-in-law, so he can enter the Manley clan. So it would help him to propel him to the leadership of the PNP. But Michael did left him with that. Shortly after him divorced a woman. Now, having lost in 2019, he never do that. What did Bunting did? Bunting went on a tour of the country and the consequences. He called it a thank you tour, where I'm going to thank the people who supported him in the 2019 elections. Now I want you to think with me, you know. I want a PNP delegate, may I talk to you, you know. I want you to think with me. Because we're not thinking delegates. And we hope that the last 4 weeks we have been teaching you how to think as PNP, Norman Manley delegates. Why on God's green earth would you want to go do a tour of constituencies for thank them, for support you, and you damn lose? Why? Wouldn't you think that if, well, I would think that you are the loser and you have some people who support you. You carry the lead, go to the leader, you say to the leader, say, you know, comrade leader, I was thinking of going out to thank the people who support me. I think it's me and you should go. Don't think that. PNP delegates, don't answer me. Don't think that him should do that. Me I go and go thank the PNP people them and want you to come with me so that them can see me and you united. But no, Mr. B never do that. PB never do that. Him couldn't do that. Him couldn't come like a short ass man when I have nothing to do. I like tall people. I like big man kind short and teeny bit and little bit. So him couldn't do that. He went around the country in the guise of thanking people. And do you know what he used that opportunity to do? Because he never really got thank people. Under the guise of thanking people, he was basically preparing them for his master plan. His master plan. He was preparing them for. So there was some like a thank you in it, but most of it was just underhanded, undermining. And I'm going to get to it for you. Things that he was saying to the people them going forward, instead of telling them to come out, come vote, and we're going to work with the leader. Those words never came out of his mouth in not one of those meetings. And I challenge any one of them to show me a tape recorder or find somebody to tell me that him saying at one of those meetings. Not one of those meetings. And I can make that calculation that he did not say any of that in one of the meetings. Because he never said any of that in the first 4 meetings. None of that. Thank you, comrades. We're one party now. Let us move forward with Comrade Peter Phillips. We have work to do. We're going to win. We're going to win. We can win. Let us go. Not one time did he utter those words. Not once to those people that him say him go out to go thank. Him go out to show them that him dead. And him not going away. And him not care what leader. Because him want to be leader. And them are feeding people. Because him buy them and pay for them and them for just jam. And just wait till him call them. That was the underlying message, the subtle message to the people them that he was talking to. And he began what we now call a massive operation for the PNP to lose the election. And I can't tell you, comrades, only Comrade Princess and Comrade Bygrave can tell you just how crestfallen and depressed I was when I heard some things. It's like I was dumbstruck. I was depressed. For about 3-4 hours I was depressed. I didn't know what to do. Didn't know what to say. Having heard some of the things that these guys was carrying out in the middle of an election, just before an election. They put together a plan to destabilize some constituencies, to make sure these constituencies lose. I know I said this last week and I'm repeating this to you. Andre Orton, Vaz in Westmoreland, Lisa Hanna, Imani Duncan Price, Crystal. There was a plan in place. And that plan was to make sure these people lose. I want to listen to me, PNP people, because this is the final of the 5 lives. And at the end of this, I want PNP people to remember, go back and watch some of the lives and go ask them. Part of the responsibility as delegates is to seek information. Don't take my word for it. Don't just take my word for it. Go ask them. Go and look for them, seek them out and ask them. What did they do during the elections? You go seek them out and ask them. Go ask them about that one-page letter I sent them. Go ask them about the operation that they led against Vaz and Orton and Imani and Crystal. I will get into the Lisa Hanna thing. Because that is going to just turn you upside down. The whole Southeast Center thing. So then put that plan in place. Systematic plan. Luther regarded it. Luther's attitude, because I'm and Dayton in charge of it. Luther, Buchanan, and Dayton Campbell, and Ian Hales too. And Luther's own theme thing was, well, we don't know who would be, you know. She don't know if she would be. Why don't look like him would be, you know. No would be, you know. I don't think him would be, you know. Why the body would be, who looks? Anybody know would be for lose? For lose. Anybody know would be for lose? We can Billy back. We Billy back. We Billy back, man. Make them lose. Lisa for lose, man. Oh, see? She for lose. What her for lose? Yeah, man, all big girl Dayton Campbell. Why may I tell you, say, a girl for lose, a girl for lose, what a girl for lose. And we'll get to that. We'll get into that, comrades. Because even before I came on, I was lying down right here and just going through it over and over in my head and wondering to myself, when did we get here? When did the People's National Party reach a point where a group of people who we thought was PNP joined with a group of money man to take down PNP? When? It's like a cancer that has infiltrated the People's National Party, a cancer of money over loyalty, a cancer of money over patriotism, a cancer of power over decency, over loyalty, power and money first. And Peter Bunting and Mark Golden are the ones who introduced that to the PNP. And it's a cancer that's eating out the PNP. It's a cancer that has caused PNP people to eat each other. It's a cancer that caused PNP people to afraid to open their mouth and say something about something that them know wrong. That's the kind of cancer it is. PNP leaders in constituencies and division afraid to open their mouth and talk about things that them know wrong. Because the cancer in the PNP, the cancer of money and power, Angela Brown Burke and her husband Paul Burke, that Bunting have introduced in the PNP. 2 or 3 Fridays ago, I think it was 3 Fridays ago, I coming down on Mullines Road and I saw a Rise comrade, former member of parliament, big up in Rise. I saw him at Mullines Road. And I thought that he was going across the road to his car. So I wind down my glass and I hear him push me through the window and say, "Yo, comrade, so and so," I call him. And him look up and him see me. And for an instant he was taken aback. And then he said, "What going carry? Hold on the man. Hold on the man." And I pulled over and stopped. And he come to the car door. And I said, "What going?" And I said, "Oh, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you for the longest while. How you doing?" So boy, I'm there, you know, something wrong with my car and MSUV and it not drive and him thinks there's gas in it want to go get gas and it still not drive. And him want to find a mechanic. And I said, "Where's your mechanic?" Him say mechanic there. Retirement Road or Retirement Crescent or somewhere there. And him can't get him on the phone. So I say him ask me if we can carry him to the mechanic. I say, "Yeah man, I'll carry you to the mechanic." Just a regular Friday if you're not coming from somewhere to stop. So while he went back to his car to lock up his car, I made a call to my mechanic. I called my mechanic. And I said, "Renard, I need to find an electrician. Electrician. We can't find a mechanical electrician right now. But they right at Seaward Drive. You're doing one nearby?" And Renard said, "Yeah, man. There's an Indian guy named Indian right at Seaward Drive in front of Tankwell." I know Indian. I never knew him was an electrician. But him really not an electrician. Him own the place. So we drive go around here. And we couldn't find the electrician up on the road. So Indian said, him not come back here right now. So I said to the comrade, say, "Boy, alright, let me try somewhere else." So I call back Renard and Renard say, "Try down Marvelly." And we go over there, that get bust too. So sorry, I could go up, him say, him no man up a cash up, me a drive up and down with him, you know. Me a drive up and down with him, and me a drive. And him have a car. And we having good conversation. And this a comrade who basically not chat to nobody. Because he's a riser and him take the people their money. Couldn't deliver a vote, not one. Because that soul now listen to him. About any vote. But him there. They treat him like a comrade. I feel good to see him. I'm glad to see him. Actually. Can give me an opportunity to have discussions with him. And we are talking chit-chat about the politics. And Ray blah blah. And Ray, became a retirement road. Became a cash up park. We circle up Waltham and come back. Him stop by him place and buy juice for me and him. And then I carry him home. I tell him, say, boy, the car safe, which was it there? Because the police are out there until about 7:30 tonight because of the traffic on a Friday. So you can go home, find somebody, go fix it, and then you come back the night. If you need me, call me. So I drive up and down all over backside place and look for mechanic, then carry him home. You know where I tell you it? Let me tell you why I tell the story. For the entire journey, every time we stop and every time we have to go on and move on, it begin to say how much I'm grateful and how much I'm thankful. And I couldn't understand why he keep saying that. It was after I came home I understood why he kept saying that. He knew what went on in the PNP. He knows all that took place. He knows where all the risers are with them vitriolic hatred and them beating up a PNP people. He knows. So it was surprising to him that somebody like me would have taken him up in my car and drive him around to find a mechanic like me now have nothing to do with me Friday evening. Just do it. So it was surprising to him. It wasn't surprising to me. It was nothing for me. It was easy for me to say to him, come let me carry you. Easy. Because me a PNP. And me know him as a PNP. But it was hard for him to accept that I would do it just like that. Because of all that has happened under that Rise leadership. So that is why it happened. So I was paused to tell you that, to tell you that one story about it. But Bunting has introduced a kind of cancer in the PNP that has taken over the PNP and caused PNP people to behave like streggers. You know, PNP people are behave like them are enemy to everybody. PNP, normal PNP people say PNP people are not talk to PNP people and I cut them eye past PNP people and I throw them word pan PNP. I mean PNP normally I throw word pan PNP, but in a jokified way. This was getting serious. And that's what Bunting did. So he lost in 2019 and started this operation to make the PNP lose. And they did it. And you would ask yourself, as I asked myself, how were they able to convince so many PNP people that this was a good idea? How were they able to do that? They were able to do that because the PNP from PJ left is like the checks and balance and the protective barriers of the PNP fell apart. The whole thing fell apart. Nobody now watch what nobody a do. Nobody don't care about what nobody a do. Everybody on them own doing all kind of different things. And that's how they were able to get doing it. And they knew that nobody was keeping check on them. But most of all, they knew that Peter Phillips, a man of integrity, would not listen to a soul bad-mouthing them and believe them persons there and go after them. They knew that. So they were able to carry out that operation without anybody know it. So let us jump to Southeast St. Anne. I wanted to preamble it by that. So the resistance road team went down to Southeast St. Anne. And it was a good run. It was a good run to roll into Beecherville. Out in Beechertown there. And to stop by Liston. And to eat vegetable soup. And him tell us that Lisa passed there all the time and stop and buy soup from him and all the rest of it. And then we hanging out at Jennifer's shop and we moving about the place and we stop people and talk to people and we and people having conversation. We stop by the constituency office. we roll down to the market, we went up to Miss Foreman grave digging, and we do all kind of something. And people tell us things. And people confided in us. And people tell us what they were doing down there. A group of gentlemen we were having a conversation with, I think it was Jennifer, the lady named Jennifer Shopper. Richard and Princess can correct me. This group of gentlemen are sharing the lives of the PNP people in Southeast St. Anne. So this group of gentlemen were having a conversation with. Some of them said to us, we said to them, say, so, tell us, give one of you, why do you think we nearly lose the constituency? Why Lisa Hanna nearly lose the constituency? And they gave us their views. We asked to see the women and the same thing. And they gave us their views. Everything starts with too much things that go on. Why everywhere we go? The first conversation that come out of PNP people mouth when you ask them why something happened here, so why? Them start by saying too much things that go on. Why? And them not says what so much of those things was going on. Them not tell you what was going on right away. Them tell you too much things that go on before them get to it. PNP people not as stupid as Bunting and him crew believe. Because while Bunting was deep in his operation to destabilize the PNP and cause PNP to lose seats and lose the election, PNP people were paying little attention to him. PNP people was paying little attention to some of the things that was happening. So let me tell you now. The man them decide that them going to conduct the most important operation thus far. And that operation is to make sure that Lisa Hanna lose PNP constituency, Southeast St. Anne. And they decided that they're going to do it in a particular way. And I'm going to employ, not employ in terms of paying, but I'm going to get together a group of people that hate Lisa Hanna. A group of people that will fight, that will help them fight Lisa Hanna for Lisa Hanna to lose the constituency. So them start to have these little meetings. They meet in St. Mary, they meet in St. Anne. They meet at people's house, they meet in a hotel, and they meet on farm. And them start to have these meetings and how to make Lisa Hanna lose. Those were the meetings we were having. And I'm going to back up a little bit PNP people because we need to have it in a context. So I'm going to back up a little bit. Everybody know that Lisa Hanna and our council them now get along. Everybody know. Them now get along and whole of things in the newspaper and whole of people that talk about this and whole of people that talk about that, and Lisa Hanna and our council them at war and them say Lisa Hanna do this and Lisa Hanna now defend herself. Mark, you know, everything with them say Lisa Hanna she defend herself about it, you know. So I'm going to start talking about the council them first. We're getting to the espionage thing with them do. And we're going to be shocked out of the senses as to how this thing went, the highest level at the PNP that this thing went to. So here's Lisa and our councillors then. Councillor Lydia. Bensonton Division, I think. Former Councillor Garrick. Monique Man. Where? I don't think where is Councillor, where is Councillor still? Where? I think where is Claremont. And Bell is Beachertown. So here they are. When Garrick lost his race in the last local government election, who did Garrick blame? Garrick blamed Lisa Hanna. Why? Because them softballs, man, they can't stand up. Them softballs, man, they can't stand up on them foot and take no responsibility for nothing that they did. Because Garrick knew that it wasn't Lisa's fault why he lost. Garrick knew that his theme shenanigans down at the council that caused Williams to run against him. Whatever shenanigans he that go on with down at the council. And we know Garrick. We know all the shenanigans we that go on with down at the council. And you never pay attention to those shenanigans as a PNP councillor, you never considered your responsibility as a PNP councillor to defend the integrity of the PNP for the money division. You never do that. Instead, you lay yourself careless, and Williams, who is a member of the executive, but because most of those executive made up of people who don't know nothing about PNP values and PNP attitudes and PNP modus operandi, so Williams feel free that him could go contend the elections against him sitting councillor. Why did Williams feel that him can't go do that against him sitting councillor? Him could have do it because too much mix up down there. Money, Garrick. Come on, Garrick. Everybody knows you're dirty and dishonest and all kind of shenanigans are going on in the council. The whole out now. But we'll get into the rest of them. We'll talk about you first, Garrick. So you lose the damn elections. Williams, who was sitting on the executive, decided to challenge you. And Williams felt that he could challenge you. Why did Williams feel that he could challenge you? He could challenge you because as an executive member, Williams don't understand what his responsibility and duty is as an executive member, that you don't challenge the sitting PNP councillor just so. You don't challenge him because you don't like him. You don't challenge him because he might do something you don't like. You don't just get up and put PNP seat in jeopardy because you and him at war. And then when you're done, on the blame on the member of parliament because she don't know no shenanigans. So him lose. And Garrick up to this day have not taken full responsibility for his loss of the money division. And I don't know what happened with Williams. I don't know if him still at the PNP. But there's a PNP have come to where we have people by executive who don't understand their responsibility as PNP. The man challenged him sitting councillor. Because him and him have some little tamarind that could easily have worked out. But no, him not interested in that. Him hate him councillor. Him a war with him councillor. So I'm going to challenge him councillor. And him sit on the PNP executive in the constituency that him challenging him councillor. And those are not just an attitude issue. Or a matter of a man vexed with a man or there's a problem with a man. Those are issues that are deep-rooted in the fact that people who sit on constituency executive don't understand why they're there. They don't understand that it's a privilege and an opportunity to sit on a constituency executive, and you have certain responsibility when you sit on a constituency executive. And you don't just get up as a member of the constituency executive and challenge the sitting councillor because you and him a war down at the council. You don't just do that, but Williams never understand that. And nobody not tell him that. So he just do it. And Garrick lose. And the first thing that softball man did when him lose is to blame a member of parliament. I don't know what he did want a member of parliament to do. Because when I check out the information, the member of parliament wasn't even aware of some of the things that was going on now in the council between him and them. And him lose, and there he is. Councillor Lydia, Councillor Bell, and Councillor Weir. Boy, I'm telling you, I have never seen and never experienced a group of people like these people in Southeast St. Anne. The people of Bensonton Division elected Comrade Lydia to serve them, to be their councillor. And she has failed at that. The people of Beecherwood Division elected Councillor Bell, and him failed at that too. We'll get into it, you know. We're not patient, man. Patience is not only a virtue, you know. Patience is also a divine strategy. Patience. Now, the elections come in 2020. And instead of working to win back the PNP seat, the councillors them join hands and hearts together with Bunting and him crew and one Mr. McDonald, aka Wizzy, to lose the elections. Now, PNP delegates, you better understand this, you know. I want you to understand this. The PNP councillors join hands with a wannabe Dan who has spent his entire time for the last 20 years destabilizing PNP constituency of Southeast St. Anne. And them join with him. Lydia sleep with him. We don't know who else asleep with him. So she believed that her duty is not to the people of Benson Division, but her duty and responsibility is to Wizzy. I want to understand me, PNP people. This is a PNP councillor who the PNP people from Benson Division elected to serve them. But instead of serving them, she has served Wizzy. She has served him in a bed and she has served him with the council money. She has served him with the work. She has served him with herself. She's not serving the people of the Benson Division. Yes, Lydia, as you may a chat, on the tag her and send it to her. You're not serving the people, you're serving Wizzy. And they are joined with Wizzy to destabilize your member of parliament for lose PNP constituency. Una labor right. And so, you understand? Let's put that one side and move on. So Bunting started having meetings. All over the country having meetings. But there were some specific meetings being held in Southeast St. Anne, specifically targeting the destabilization of Southeast St. Anne to get rid of Lisa Hanna. Now I want to hear me, PNP people. Because this is not about Lisa Hanna. This is going to tag the PNP people in Southeast St. Anne. This is not about Lisa Hanna. None of these lives is about any particular one person in the PNP. This is about PNP. This is about UNO we elect leaders. And this is about UNO we elect divisional and constituency leaders. UNO worthy of being called PNP. So this has nothing to do with Lisa. Lisa is just the MP now. But there was a time when Aluna Samba was also the MP. And the same set of people run Shiwe with them shenanigans. And yes, Alun, me know you the night. You remind me of one of them woman. Aluna Samba, and you may attack, I know you go watch. You remind me of them abused women, when them man beat them up, and every morning man them show up with them bust up face, and them black eye, and them bust head, and a up on them foot, and them clothes tear up, and talk about them and the dog, them that try catch a dog, and the dog make them drop, or them lick up at the door, or the broom, or you have the broom, and you swing the broom, and the broom. I've heard all those stories. So you are somebody, you come here and go and abuse woman. Will make excuse to the man who abuse you. Because Wizzy ran the same thing against you. Yes, as Aluna Samba, he did. And he was in charge of all things because he is Lord of all creation in Southeast St. Anne. Well, Master Wizzy, I hope you tune into this. I hope you tune into this. So this is not about Lisa Hanna. So Bunting, Angela Brown Burke, Paul Burke, Garnet Roper, and the councillors for Southeast St. Anne meeting to discuss how they are going to make Lisa Hanna lose. And I want to remind you again, Lisa Hanna name is a name that's on the ballot paper for the PNP, but when you're going there and put that X go beside the head, that's a symbol of the People's National Party. So when you destabilize a constituency, you're destabilize and you're going to make Lisa Hanna lose. A PNP, you want to lose, So it's a damn labor right. You're not a PNP. So don't mix up the two things, You're organized for Lisa Hanna to lose. Are you telling me that as PNP, the councillors may attack, who make PNP people elect them, who PNP people elect, who as councillors, who may attack, who no consider to yourself that we not organize for Lisa Hanna to lose, who not organize for the PNP to lose the PNP seat, who not organize the PNP to lose Faggy Mullins seat, who not think about that, dunce councillors what them have done, who not think about that. No, they can't beat me, trust me. I'm being very respectful to you now, but I truth me attack. And if I say anything that might come across as disrespectful, please don't take it as that. And not disrespecting the councillors. You is it? Different argument that. I'm not disrespecting the councillors. I know Lydia. I know Lydia very well. I know Garrick. Garrick was part of the YO leadership when I was head of the YO. I know him very well. I don't know the next two. But I know them kind. particularly Councillor Bell, and I'm going to get to that, you know, down the line if we don't have the time for whip and that. So here we are, Bunting, Garnet Roper, Angela Brown Burke, Paul Burke, the councillors, and Wizzy meeting on the farm to work out the plan to how to make, for the agenda, how to make Lisa Hanna lose. Inadvertently, how to make PNP lose Faggy Mullins' seat. Because we know them not bright. So them not think of that. But I'm telling you, comrades, the thing that hurt me the most right here, so now, I want to pause and tell you, that there was another person at that meeting. There was another person at that meeting, more than once, more than one meeting. A person that we all looked up to. A former senior officer in the People's National Party. Someone that we all love and look up to. Someone who has spent the last 30 years to make sure that Peter Phillips don't become party leader and don't become prime minister. That has been his whole thing. And that senior former officer was taking part in an espionage meeting to destabilize a PNP candidate. The party that he was once an officer in. The party that gave him every single thing he has. Angela Brown Burke, Paul Burke, Garnet Roper, that's why them send him off to Africa. One of them day we're going to have a lively conversation on Facebook and talk about all the things and where them send him to Africa. And they were meeting to put the plan in place as to how to make Lisa Hanna lose. Councillors, PNP people in Southeast St. Anne, you tag the Southeast St. Anne people them, you elect councillors to represent you. I want to now listen. I want you to listen tonight. You elect them to represent you and them spend all their life down here as representative of the people, trying to destroy the PNP constituency in their hatred against their member of parliament. I want you to understand me, Southeast St. Anne. These are the people who elect. Who don't know the story because we see him every now and then when something crop up, him threaten for demonstrate against him member of parliament. He might threaten to organize them. Who might organize? Uno Southeast St. Anne people because him think him having a ticket. So Uno must be some little licky people from down Southeast St. Anne where him who's a nobody think him can mobilize PNP people to come demonstrate against Uno member of parliament. Southeast St. Anne will not do. Seriously. Uno PNP, Faggy Mullins was no MP. Well, no do. You have this little full of loops, man. I run rings round, and I tell the things about to the member of parliament, and I mobilize them to come demonstrate against the member of parliament. And why? You ever ask him why he at Southeast St. Anne? Well, let me tell you why. He might carry pussy feelings for Lisa Hanna. That's all it is. Lisa don't do him nothing. He might walk around with file, big file and bag of things. Going to the corrupt media personalities that Bunting pay if you listen to him. Chat crap about the member of parliament. And Uno met this like a fool man. This wannabe Dan. I run rings round and I tell them about to demonstrate against the member of parliament. And I tell them someone to go vote. Yes, with the people them tell we. Some man down at the bar, down at Cold Heart, tell we. Some man call you P-hole. Some man call you scum. Some man say you're idiot, you're answer look at idiot, then we follow behind you. And all you ever do is mash up the constituency. You don't miss it so. And the people in your constituency say so. I'm going to show you one video. I put one video on Facebook tonight when I'm done. With Princess and one man. Princess having a whole long conversation with one man and one bar. And the loudest mouth there thought he was a PNP, and he was a PNP man where we call for cook when the big wig them come down and stuff. And then him left PNP, and of course Princess of Superman said, "You were always a labor right." Princess of Superman said, "You were never a PNP, you were always a damn labor right." True. And the councillors in a Southeast St. Anne, Seymour Foggy Mullins constituency, organizing with a thug to unseat to the member of parliament and lose PNP seat. And Angela Brownburg and Paul Burke are his enablers. They have been enabling him from the beginning. So let us back right up and go back to the beginning. It makes sense. I promise you it will make sense to you. I was a vice chairman of Region 3 when Lisa Hanna came to join the PNP. I was a vice chairman in Region 3. Philip Paul was the chairman. And Philip Paul was a very splendid chairman. Treated us well. Have officers meeting all over the place when them feel kind and nice to us, which is often. So this particular Saturday morning, Philip Powell took us to this location for an officers meeting. It was close to the election. So we needed an officers meeting, and we invited some special people to talk about specific constituencies. And we invited the people from those specific constituencies, mainly West Rural. Because I remember Comrade Garrett Walker was there at that meeting. Because me and him was just at it all the time over West Rural. And in the meeting, Comrade Paulwell said, Comrade Paul looked pleased with himself. And him said that, in a little while he'll have to duck out of the meeting because something great is going to happen to the PNP today. Those are Comrade Paulwell's words. Something great is going to happen to the PNP today. A wonderful thing is going to happen to the PNP. And me just get vexed. I tell me get vexed. I say, Comrade Paul, you know something, I don't like surprises. Me, I don't like surprises. So as a Comrade Paul, I don't like surprises. And if you shouldn't bother bring it up if you're not going to say something. What happened to the PNP today? And of course, him keeping tightly. Of course, him know me slick. So me just quietly get up and go outside. And in my quest to look for the bathroom, trying to figure out what is going to happen, what great thing is going to happen to the PNP today. And then just as I turned the corner, we had a very nice breakfast or whatever it is they were preparing for us, was being prepared. I saw Lisa Hanna walked in and Richard Lake with her. And I said to myself, all right, either Richard Lake is going to finance the PNP election campaign or Lisa Hanna come join the PNP. That's what I said to myself. So being satisfied now that I'm not going to be surprised anymore because I don't like surprises, I went back into the meeting. And I said, Comrade Paul, are you sure you should be in here now? Because I think your thing started. I think your thing started. Comrade Paul will say. At the same time, him look at him, look at him phone and say, oh yes, all right. I'll be gone for about 20 minutes, so you guys can continue. And I said, yeah, man. And he went. Came back about 25 minutes time. Very chirpy and bright and full of light. Because something great happened to the PNP. Lisa Hanna just came to join the PNP. And let me just interject something here. Well, I know I've talked about Dayton Campbell. Are you me a chat to right now with this? You lab about Miss Lashy. You piece of crap. You're coming like them big girl. You know them big dirty girl who have on the frock with button up and the button good. The button there miss. And she have one cigarette behind her ears. And her ear catch out. So she have a cigarette behind her ears and one cigarette in her corner. So. And one spliff in her hand and the cup of rum in her hand. So. That big dirty girl are you that Dayton Campbell. Yeah. You may chat. You Dayton Campbell love talk about labor right. You talk about the laborization of the PNP. Talk about Lisa Hanna was a labor right. Lisa Hanna did join G2K. We are absolutely certain of that. But just in case some people never knew, Dayton Campbell, you did pledge to join G2K a UII too. Yes, you, Dayton Campbell, did a join G2K at UII. You take the people money the night before the launch. The launch was like tomorrow morning, and you take the people money and didn't show up the next morning. You took the people and money, the G2K people money, Dayton Campbell, and you didn't show up the next day at the launch. We are packing the people and money. People want about their money. They want about their money. And you didn't turn up for the launch. But you had a giant too. You did a meeting them. 2-3 meeting. You were deep into the thing. Yeah. And take the people and money. And say you're going to show up the next day. And never show up. You're a dishonorable scum. Lisa Hanna is a honorable woman. She turned up and she did join G2K. But Lisa Hanna came and she joined the PNP. And it was exciting times for the PNP. I must admit I wasn't that excited, but it was exciting times for the PNP. About a week after the thing was announced, some people start saying that she's not a member of the People's National Party. She needs to be a member of the People's National Party. She's not a member. And at that time, I don't think we had individual members where she could have filled out a form and be an individual member and join. So along came the Burkes. Oh, the Burkes. Great philanthropists. Yeah, man. Along came the Burkes, kind-hearted and good-natured people. And offered Lisa Hanna to join them group. The new foundation group in East Kingston. Big group in East Kingston. Most members of that group, they live in East Kingston, don't come from East Kingston, but they're a member of a new foundation group. Because Paul Burke can't get nobody from East Kingston for join nothing with him do. Because nobody don't want to be a part of nothing with Paul and Angela do. So they have to get a whole bunch of people from outside of East Kingston for join that the group there. And that the group there is, most of that, and Paul Burke used that group to dedicate his time to undermine Philip Paulwell. Yeah, man, that group is basically designed. Not all the members in it. There's some good PNP people in it. But it's designed to undermine Philip Paulwell. So them offer Lisa Hanna to let her join the new foundation group. So Lisa Hanna joined the new foundation group in order to legitimize her membership to the PNP so that PNP can get to put her in the seat coming up to the election. Now, when Lisa joined the group, after she joined the group, I don't know how long she was a member for. I don't know. But after a while, she started to get wind of how the Burkes them operate, you know. They want to control you and direct you. Tell you what you must do, what you must say, who you must deal with, who you mustn't deal with. Wah, ray, and baby, and blah, blah, blah. So, of course, most people who know Lisa know that she's not going to take that crap from them. So, she run. And trust me, kudos to you, Lisa. You run from them like a thief. That's a good thing. I don't know what happened if you did that with them. So Lisa Hanna broke away from them. They couldn't control her. And that set off what we now know to be a long-standing war and fight against Lisa Hanna by Angela and Paul Burke. And they employed, not a peer employed, but they employed the services of one Dayton Campbell as them emissary and them agent down in St. Anne to ensure that Lisa Hanna's life is a miserable one down there as member of parliament. I mean, we're going to get to some part because Lisa is totally innocent in all of this in Southeast St. Anne. You know. There are some things we share for answer to, but we'll get into that. So his job was to make sure that Lisa Hanna's life is miserable. And he carried out that job well. And then Lydia, for some strange reason, I don't know who died and made her be a bride, but for some strange reason she thought she could be a member of parliament and she could challenge Lisa. I've never seen nothing so foolhardy in all my life. But that is the nature of what the people in Kingston set up for Lydia and Garrick and Weir and the rest of them, and headed by Wizzy to destabilize the constituency of Southeast St. Anne. So that's it. That has been something that's been going on now for years after them run out Asamba. Lisa Hanna keep constituency conference. And Southeast St. and people that on the live want to know, understand and listen to me. The constituency leadership keep the constituency conference. And UNO, the elected councillors that the PNP people elected to serve Norman Manley Party, they are with you to keep at a conference. May I tell you so now, labor right. UNO, the PNP executive constituency conference I keep, and UNO Ghana with you and keep at a conference. Wizzy, the man, oh yeah, in charge of all things. And Wizzy has spent a lot of years destabilizing the PNP constituency, and he has not done it alone. He has done so with the help and the enablement of many PNP bigwigs. The whole of them hang out with him. And come at Kingston, come look for them, come at them party, him there, them thing, him the other way. I want to tell the Southeast St. Anne. I tell the Southeast St. Anne people, I tell you again, I tell PNP people all over the country. Anyone who see Wizzy and any PNP bigwig, take a picture. Take a picture. The whole of them hang out with him. And that enable him. He's enabled because he can come to a party of a vice president. When we had good vice president, that was. And him can go to the party of the general secretary. When we had good general secretary. And him go to the party of this and him go to that. And him there so and him there so and him all over the place. Cause everybody and enable him and hug him up. So him feel empowered. Him feel like him get the okay from all of these people who are hug him up for going on a PNP constituency. Come mash it up. And one of the councillors who has never served the people. PNP people from Benson Town Division. We need to hold on a council, Lydia. To account, call her to account, man. We have the power, a full power, call her up. Ask her who she represent, Uno or him. Ask her where the money them there. Ask her where the resources to the constituency there. If she take the whole like give him, ask her. A full responsibility that Uno vote for them. PNP people, Uno ask them. We are here, so you're behaving yourself now, but you can't escape this. You was a part of all of that. You're a big part of that council where the whole are down there under mine on MP. Southeast St. Anne, them down there undermine on MP want to vote for and cause her to nearly lose the seat. And guess what? They were going to make sure lose that seat and rejoice of losing PNP seat. Yes, it's about labor right. They were organizing, meeting to put in place a strategy to make the PNP lose Southeast St. Anne. And then Uno have a labor right MP. What am I going to do with a labor right MP? Because I don't know. I really do not know what Lydia and Garrick and Bell and Weir was thinking that them could make Lisa Hanna lose a seat and Uno remain councillor. Uno not basic school. Seriously. No, not basic school. No basic school never St. Anne when Uno go school. How Uno figure that Uno gonna make Lisa lose and Uno gonna win and remain councillor? Uno dons are what? I don't know. I don't know how to figure that. And to add insult to injury, a leading officer, former officer of the PNP, was attending those meetings. And believe you me, comrades, when I tell you, I am tempted to call out the name of the officer. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because I don't think it will make the PNP look good. And these people do enough damage to the PNP. But I'm going to hold him to account. I'm not going to get away with it. I promise you that. And them are beat. And them don't know how to do espionage activity. And Bunting, who was a former Minister of National Security, who have access to certain things, could have asked the CIA to lend him their manual and read up how to conduct espionage activity. Please. And them a meet a farm. And Uno keep espionage activity. And Uno hire caterer. But Uno understand yourself. What kind of espionage activity is that? That Uno hire caterer that Uno don't know. What do you think will happen? Uno watch TV. Uno never watch a Godfather. Uno watch gangster movie. Uno hire caterer. After one of the first meeting, uno hire the caterer. Second meeting, uno hire the same caterer. The caterer came with her camera. She came with her camera. The catty came with her camera, man. And we have all of uno pan Jamaica's dumbest criminal camera. We have uno on camera. That video, Jamaica's dumbest criminals. That's uno. We have uno on camera. Platin. And Peter Bunting. You know we have you on camera, right? Because you're paying dearly for that film. Huh? Because the young lady blackmailing you. Have you reported her to the police that you're blackmailing you? Because blackmail is a crime, you know. PB, somebody tag PB there for me. We have the video titled Jamaica's Dumbest Criminals. Having upon tape, plotting. All alone we have upon tape. Garnet Roper, Tita Bunting, Angela Brownberg, Paul Christopher. Jamaica's dumbest criminals. Una put the PNP to shame. And Paul Burke, who's a man, a Cuban and a socialist. Una idiot. What are una idiot? Angela with her full fake degree from this unknown place. You said, what are una idiot? Jamaica's dumbest criminals. Undermining the PNP. Causing the PNP to lose a seat. I wanna plot. I wanna plan. I wanna organize. That's not how people do espionage activity. Them tape on our ass. You never know. Oh yeah, they tape on our ass. A Bunting paying dearly for that. And uno, PNP councillors down there, a hobnob and a hug up with this thug, Wizzy, who think him in charge of PNP constituency of South East St. Anne. Uno, the PNP councillors, who feel obligated to him. Yes, when Lisa went into South East St. Anne, yes, he contributed to our campaign. Of course he did. But if you want to be a big shot man, the new candidate, come contribute and keep your backside quiet. You want respect? What kind of respect you want? Pussy feelings you carry with you. When I hear me South East St. Anne, a pussy feelings in my carry against Lisa. You not let it go. You not get it, you not see it, you not smell it. You not come nowhere near it. And you willing, you Wizzy, and the PNP councillors them, Wizzy, willing to make PNP lose a PNP constituency because the PNP MP says she not getting a pussy. And you are hobnob with PNP bigwigs who you and them close and you and them their party and you and them a hang. And you are organized to PNP lose PNP seat. And them a hug you up. And you and them a friend. Yeah, you know, friend, you know, Wizzy. Me, I was never a friend. You and I first crossed path in the 2 by-elections in Westmoreland. And you just come down there in your Hummer. I think it was a red Hummer. You just come down there in your Hummer to come drive up and down and go and look like important and get to hang out with Portia. Come at the hotel to come hang out with Portia. Sit down and looking like an idiot because you can't have a good conversation. In circumstances like that. And you were down in Westmoreland for the 2 by-elections, Wizzy. We are driving up and down your Hummer week and with the inlet too. And every time I tell you to stop for me to talk to PNP people, you sit down in your air conditioned Hummer. You never come out yet once, Wizzy, and talk to PNP people. I never see you spend $1 in any of the Westmoreland by-elections. Not a penny. You and what's your name, former MP, former councillor Carol, hanging out down in Westmoreland. And you did nothing for Westmoreland. The couple of days we're down there with you. You come over. You come over to Westmoreland. Me pretty much live down there for the 2 by-elections. You never stop once I come out of your car and engage some PNP people and I go in a bar and I talk to PNP people. You never once come at the bar and come buy a drink. Ever. So I never noticed that until the other day I started remembering it. Never once. Sit on a air-conditioned car. Hummer. I would drive up and down. You drive. Me I tell you when to stop. When we see PNP people, I stop. I talk to them people there. Stop this, I'm going to the bar. Stop this, some people when it's so. But you never come out yet. So me never know what kind of work you do for PNP, except you don't have Southeast and I try to lose PNP seat. Because you carry feelings for the PNP MP who decides I should have opened our foot for you. And uno, the councillors of Southeast St. Anne, aiding and abetting this thug to lose PNP seat. Every PNP constituency and every JP constituency have a big man, a Dan man, a man with means, a man with a little bit of power. Every constituency have one. We have them at West Central, St. Andrew, but them can't try nobody else Central. Can I Jews here, so we have no strong man, no bad man, no man in charge. Everybody in charge of them own here at Jews land. And a matter of fact, if you ask anybody from my ends up so are the woman them in charge of every damn thing. But you have bad man and big man like you yourself in every constituency. South St. Andrew, Southwest St. Andrew, Southeast St. Andrew, Central Kingston, East Central St. Andrew. You have man, West Rural St. Andrew, Western St. Andrew. Every MP can tell you that them have one and two of them man there. But you know the difference between them man there and you, is it? Them man there Kingston, them now work to undermine them MP, whether them like the MP, yes or no. Them not carrying off the feelings to the MP them. Them man they hold them can and do them for the one election day, them a work and us get people out to vote because them the man they are big man. You have soft balls, you need to go grow a vagina because you're an idiot. I try undermine PNP and want to lose PNP seat. Them man they are big man. The man them are south. The man them are southwest. The man them are east central. Nobody not so not everybody at Central Kingston did like Ronnie Thwaites. But come election time, everybody round. And everybody and them big man them the one side and them, yo, vote, you know, rare. And get the PNP vote out. You get nobody undermine nobody and organize councils to come do the demonstration against MP. You are idiot, we say. Trust me, you are idiot. And the people them who are hang out with you and enable you, the big wig them in that PNP people me are telling you, anywhere you see him and any of them take a picture. But tell the people them are Southeast St. Anne already. The people them are Southeast St. Anne talk about you, is it? As a man, here I am having a deep conversation with a nice looking brown fellow under the shed. After I'm telling them, tell me say the Pacadami know them I play with no good because it mark up and everybody know the damn know them and nobody but certain people can't win because the damn know them mark up. Immediately I tell him say don't worry about the domino because I'm sure domino selling a Claremont. And when I reach that Claremont, I'm gonna buy a pack of domino. And I did buy the pack of domino. did drop off the pack of domino. But here I am having a conversation with him. He might gripe about the domino. And I'm having a conversation with him because him never there during the election. And him did not tell me what a big PNP him is. And I said, where you going during the election? Because I'm sure Lisa could have used you. The PNP could have used you back then. You just gone by yourself. And I'm there. I bring up a conversation. I hold a conversation with him. Having a vibes. Pure laughs. And good times. I see Richard run up by me and say, come here, Comrade Cross. 1 second. Excuse me, 1 second. And Richard look like Pina Jukin. 1 second, Comrade Cross. I say, excuse the young fella and tell him, don't move. Do not move until I come back. I command him and him now move. And I command him, them now move. And I went with Richard. And Richard was having conversations with 2 others at different place. And Richard said to them, repeat to Comrade Cross what you just tell me. And the man them say, oh, yeah, all the one with him. Yeah, man, them man they for go, man. Them man they mash up the place. A long time them man they about and them all the food and mash up the place, you know. Yeah, man, at least appreciate them man. Them man they are wicked, man. Them man they don't like people, you know. Them man they like themselves. And this is me. I hear you. So how did you come to that conclusion? Yeah, my man, you know. Mama, yeah, my band, man. I know everything, man. I say, really, I want to know so many things that you know. So, Richard, you go and go, I'm going to talk. Because I want to know some of the things them know. And boy, did he tell me the things them that he know. Because talking to PNP people is a gift. And if you don't have that gift, you can't get no information. Me blessed with that gift. Overwhelmingly. I big up my chest about it. I am the best at that. And them tell me things. Here we are. Young fellow. I tell me. I'm counselor. Now do nothing unless him talk to them man. Him counselor that him elect to represent him. I represent Wizzy. The councillors of Southeast St. Anne don't feel like they have a responsibility to represent the people that elected them. They have a first hear from Wizzy. And the PNP big people, them uno, we are hang out with him. I'm not calling the name, you know. I'm not calling the name tonight. Uno, we are hang out with him. When a friend and company them. We know Paul Burke and Angela Brown Burke are enabling, but him are the enabler. Him biggest enablers. To destroy the PNP constituency. Because I don't know if them people in a basic school, well, they can't destroy Lisa Hanna. She a beauty queen. She her husband a billionaire. What's wrong with you know? So if we destroy Southeast and we cause PNP to lose PNP seat and a string up the whole night town square and beat bad mind out of no, all four councillor and on a friend, we conspire to lose PNP seat. We don't care if PNP become government because Bunting already set that in motion with him narrative and him visits and him meetings, which and which seat him want to be lost so that him can control the PNP. Because of course he thought that him was going to win, Ian is going to win, Fig, or them never think Fig and never win, him will win, Ian will win, Luther will win, and then him have Angela and Mark and whoever else, and they would have controlled the thing. And then they would be able to place them other people in the seats that they caused to lose. Like Southeast St. Anne, Central Kingston, West Rural, Central Westmoreland, the one where Arton ran. So they thought that this was a good plan. And PNP people have to understand that the PNP leaders and the leaders in the divisions and the leaders in the regions, I mean, I said this to you. It is treason. It is high treason to have PNP people a meet and a plan which constituency them want to lose. It's treason. It's time to say goodbye to them. Yes. We can't have them in a PNP, a destabilized PNP seat all over the place. And they knew that they could do it and get away with it. And the high-ranking former officer, high-ranking former officer of the PNP, sit down and meet with them for lose PNP constituency. And them say them a PNP. How to square that? How to square that? Lydia, Garrick, where? Now I'm going to explain myself, you know. Now I'm going to explain for the Southeast St. Anne. Because you see me now, I'm going to roam Southeast St. Anne and make sure the people them know who is and what to do. I mean, I never tell people that to vote for them. Not at all. If you run back, I'm going to encourage PNP people to go vote for them. But we're going to start make PNP people all accountable for their actions. You don't help nobody. You councillors, you don't help nobody. You don't have the resources and give to Wizzy. The road work, the pushing work, the this work, the drain work, all the work them go through him. And him is one man. with one vote who did not vote in 2016 for the PNP candidate, who did not vote in 2016 and 2020 for the PNP candidate, which did not vote for the PNP candidate in 2016 and 2020. And UNO PNP leadership, people in high position, hang out and hobnob with him to destabilize PNP seat. And I dare him and challenge him to prove to me that he voted in 2016 and 2020. He did not. I'll hobnob with him and encourage him to mash up PNP seat. Paul Burke and Angela Brown Burke. Angela Brown Burke, I don't know if Angela ate Lisa because she shake them or she ate Lisa because Lisa pretty. I don't know. Because women them seem to have this thing against each other sometimes that is bothersome to me. I mean, we can't wage a war against a woman, but it not have nothing to do with no personal, nothing. But I mean, not personal. But we don't know what is Angela's gambit. Lisa seemed to be a threat to them. But I tell you this. Lisa Hanna, as a member of parliament for South East St. Anne, must recognize, and our people them tell us, people them love her, people them support her, people them want her to continue. But I hope somebody send this to her. Comrade Lisa, them quarreling with you, man. Your people them quarreling with you. Your people them quarreling with you. And them quarrel ends one way and one way only. At least two places where them say you must park your car and put on your walking shoes and come walk. Now, if I have a constituency like that and that's all my people requesting, you can't resist that. Them talking about them roads, them talking about them water, them it kind of vex up on Miss Foreman grave digging that you didn't show up. But of course, we told them that we show up. We showed up. On your behalf. We're PNP, we did it, we don't really did it to represent you. But you're PNP and a PNP seat, and Miss Foreman a PNP. Foreman have 10 people, all of them a PNP. Couldn't let PNP woman just dead there bury and we don't show up on behalf of the PNP. We showed up on behalf of the PNP, and all of them know like it can go jump off now and gully, because we are PNP. I'm feeling very bad tonight. I am. There's no other way. I just couldn't find any other way to deal with the matter of councillors who are elected by people to serve people, serving one man. I look up Puno full of loops man. That's what they're doing. Them not serving the people. Them are meet behind them MP back with this look up Puno full of loops man. To destabilize the PNP constituency. And Southeast St. Anne, we have to get up, man. We can't allow this to continue. Seriously, Southeast St. Anne. We tell you no. We tell you about Cold Heart. We tell you no that Claremont. I stood up in Claremont Market, doing nothing in particular. I went over to Maureen's stall and I buy an apple from Maureen. And she give me a ripe banana. Good night, Maureen. And I just stood up in Claremont. I said, Maureen, niece, go get the pack of domino for the guys them up top, up at Beecherville. Just looking around and watch the team talking to people. And I felt a sense of longing, a sense of just longing for a PNP where Norman Manley's dream can be real, that it is called the People's National Party because it is meant for that People's National Party. Longing for that time when PNP people have integrity and decency and loyalty And now you have PNP people that betray them party and betray the people who elect them. PNP councils and my work for you. I know, you know. Then everybody said to me that Bell was the one that, when everybody was against Lisa, him was with Lisa, and then him was with Lisa until he wasn't. And I want to find out why he wasn't. What was all that hullabaloo about, and letter writing about resignation and noise and excitement? And after talking to the people of his division, I came to a conclusion about you, Councillor Bell. I came to a conclusion about you. And it is not a wrong conclusion. I am right. The conclusion I came to about you, I am right. And when you hear me, you, Councillor Bell, I want a man who believe that if $10 come, you forget 6. You, Councillor Bell, believe that every $10 that come, something must be marked out of it for you. I ask you this, why? And if you don't get it, you start go off, and because you are the only one standing with the MP, you figured that now that the rest of them gone and you and you for now get 8 out of the $10. What's wrong with you? You're a disgusting representative for the people. What's wrong with you? You don't deserve to represent people. You don't represent people, and the people in your division poor. Them poor, them underprivileged, them lacking in so many things. And you are scraped for yourself, for your farm, for your family. And when you need them, you drive, go look for them, and them give you one prescription, and you walk by now the prescription in your top pocket for weeks. And every time them call you, you say nothing no go on it when you just collect a $400,000 check somewhere. You're wicked and evil, and because you are the only one, listen to me. When this is done, we will be all over Southeast St. Anne. And the next time we come, we're going to make it, we announce it so we can know we did it. Can you pass us, Councillor Bell? You pass us right at Lister and having soup. We saw you. We saw thee. And we saw you are a chandelier. A chandelier. I see Councillor Bell. Chandelier, I see him there. You are one of them, Councillor. Well, take the people in prescription and have up their pocket and walk up and down with. Collect thousands and millions of dollars. And the one look at damn prescription for $6,000, you have it in your pocket for 3 weeks. And the people them could dive them and get the look at prescription. You want them, Councillor, who believe that you forget out of everything that come. And if you don't get, you're going to war. And you're going to threaten for resign. And you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And intimidate. Intimidate. If an MP was a man who couldn't get to that problem, I don't get shot already. And I'm not promoting the violence, please. Not promoting the violence. But the way you operate and the way you behave, you need to look some other profession, because you use the politics as a feeding tree for your personal self, and you look after the people who voted for you, the people who empower you. You know, PNP division safe and sound. And you walk around the people in prescription for weeks. For weeks. People call up on the phone about nothing go on it, and something go on for you every damn day. And you can't fill the prescription. And Lisa Hanna must get the $10 and give you 8 out of it. And if you don't get 8, you're going to war and you're going to resign. Councillor Bell, you figure that it was a strategic move on your part. Strategic. Lydia and Weir and Garrick, they are war with Lisa, so you're going to jab. And you're going to support Lisa. And you're dead with Lisa. Until you now get the 8 out of the $10. The job of a member of parliament in terms of resources is a hard one. Well, some member of parliament, Andrew will listen, is a hard one. The job of the member of parliament in terms of resources is a hard one, because the needs are so many. And instead of looking after people's needs, Lydia and Weir and Gary are followed behind Wizzy. You're not big people. I'm disappointed in you, Garrick. I thought I trained you better than that. You're in the YO down in St. Anne. I thought we train no better than that. Well, Lydia, no. Why? Some women can't be helped. And I hate saying that about you. Because you're a woman. But some women can't be helped. But there is hope. There's hope. There's hope, Lydia. We're going to break away from that man. Break away from that visiting man. Him is nobody. Just a man who carry pussy feelings for Lisa Hanna. Him is nobody. And uno make him into somebody by making him feel like him a smarty. And all he's intended to do is for us to lose the constituency so he can have the bragging rights of that. And the PNP people will back him up and I meet with him and I hang out with him and I drink with him. Think that funny? It's not funny. He want to have bragging rights to say, and me get rid of girl. You get rid of Samba, no, you can get rid of Lisa. And you're going to get rid of the next one to come if them don't play the same ball with you. Come on, PNP. Come on. Come on, PNP. May have faith. The reason why the PNP resistance out there is not only to hear what people have to say. That's not the only reason we're out there. We're out there to also give them faith. Give them hope. Let them know that the PNP is not dead. Right now it's in a coma. But it's not dead. We want to go out there and make them know that PNP is still Norman Manley Party. We want to make them go out there and know that PNP still remains Jamaica's best hope and best chance. And uno, I keep meeting where people tape uno. And the people that meet uno. I keep meeting for under. For throw the MP. I want to get tape. Because we're not dumb criminals. Dumb as a doorknob. Uno hire caterer for espionage activity. You have an espionage activity, you walk with your biscuit and your water. That's how espionage activity work. You buy a sandwich somewhere and walk with it. Or you walk with your water. If you have to bring caterer, that caterer better be part of the espionage activity. But the catty, tape on the ass. Hold on upon the video. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamaica's Dumbest Criminal, starring Peter Murcutt. Guest star, Angela Brown Burke. Guest star beside Angela Brown Burke, Paul Christopher Burke. Other guest stars, Garnet Roper there. Could leave film story for your next day. Jamaica's Dumbest Criminals having an espionage meeting to derail the member of parliament for Southeast St. Anne to lose. It's not about Lisa. It have nothing to do with Lisa. It have to do with Uno wanting to lose the PNP seat. That is what it has to do with. Lisa not perfect. Nobody's perfect except me. Anyway, forget about that. Nobody's not perfect. But why? Why this everlasting holy espionage and backdoor dealings to destabilize Southeast St. Anne because of Lisa? Why? Come on, Southeast St. Anne. You must see them on the road and ask them why. The young ladies, them up on the grave digging, tell me, say them must see them and ask them why. Because I tell them, say, them to ask them why. I just want to know when I talk to you. To the young ladies. On the voters list? Yeah. Uno vote the last election? Yeah. Uno vote the election before. We always vote for PNP. We love Lisa. Well, the next time you see a councillor, ask him why he meeting to undermine him MP. Ask him why. Ask him what the MP do him. Why him gathering with other people who ought to be PNP to lose the PNP seat. Jesus! Why? What is it that you would go through this lens and invite a former high-ranking officer of the PNP to come join, you know, to come join that foolishness, planning to host the PNP MP to lose the PNP seat? Ask him why. I said, I said, when you see a counselor, ask him why. It is not a forgiving thing. It is unforgiving what they have done. I am putting it to you, Southeast St. Anne. I'm coming back to Southeast. Yes, Devon, I'm coming back to Southeast. Coming up back to Southeast. I put it to you, delegates of the People's National Party. It is in your hands that Norman Manley plays this awesome responsibility to decide on who your leaders are. Divisional, constituency, councillor, everybody. Southeast St. Anne. I told enough of you. And I want to spread the word to the rest of you. The power is yours. Norman Manley gave that to you. It's your power. You can decide who lead you. And as we close this live, I want you to understand that the last 5 weeks have been very pleasing for me. Pleasing in the sense that I am glad that God chose me to do it. But it also has been heartrending and somewhat depressing. And it sometimes leaves me in a depressive state. Some of the things you hear. But there were moments, a lot of those moments, when you meet a PNP person or two and they lift your spirit by the things they say to you. Or you walk into a PNP yard like we did in Walker's Wood, and we spread out and I knock at a gate. I didn't knock really, I stopped at the gate because I saw them on the veranda. And I said, can I have a word with you? She said, something you say? I said, no darling, not telling that thing. But I would like to sell you on the idea of the People's National Party. And once I said that, their faces light up. We're PNP long time, we're PNP long time. Those are the joyous moments for me. Or the people who say, I will always be PNP no matter what. It was great to have those moments with PNP people. But it is also worrisome, the lengths that some people went through to lose a PNP seat, to destabilize the PNP because of personal vendettas. And we have an Angela Brownberg, who's chairman of the People's National Party, who was sitting in that meeting. We have a Paul Burke, who's a former general secretary of the party, who was sitting in that meeting. And we have sitting councillors who the people elected to represent them, sitting in those meetings. And we have other people, former vice presidents, former general secretary, officer of the PNP, who are hug up Wizzy, who him and them are friends. As if them don't know what him doing. Can they listen to him instead of listening to the PNP people and listen to the PNP MP who have her issues? She does. Lisa have her issues with her people. But those are not insurmountable issues. As I was telling you, those are ordinary issues that MPs have with them people. Water and road and walking and seeing you and talking to people and treat people with respect and come check people and look for people and give people credit and give people respect. But I'm telling you something. Those problems are real for Southeast St. Anne and Lisa. But I understand after being there also that with all that's going on around her, it is not easy to just reach around that, to reach your people there when your people are being infiltrated and lies are being told and they have been organized to be against you. It's not easy. I can't even begin to imagine how hard that must be. So she, Lisa Hanna, needs to work harder. She needs to rise above that and go into the constituency and go talk to our people because I fear our people them and I visit people them. This is an idiot, this is a thug. There is no man of his stature in Kingston who behave the way he does. None. No bad man no assault no behave so. Not even Mark who them not like them now undermine him. Them way there. No bad man don't Southwest now behave so neither against Angela Brown Burke. No bad man now behave so against Peter Phillips. And them man, and him not a bad man, he's an idiot. But no man with them kind of stature there. Now behave them way to undermine and lose PNP seat. Them a do what them can to ensure that PNP win. Because that's what man of your stature does. Help PNP win since you say you're a big man. Since you say you got money. Carve out a niche for yourself. What kind of respect do you want? Respect must be given to every member of the constituency. And that includes you, but you don't want respect. You carry pussy feelings. Deep, deep. You carry deep pussy feelings. You can't get over that yet. And for that, you are willing. For that Wizzy, you are willing for the PNP to lose Southeast St. Anne. I want to all on where Abner with him understand me, you know. For that, he is willing to lose the PNP seat after Bunting and Ian Ears and Dayton Campbell and Luther Buchanan employed people in Westmoreland to look for vast to lose. And them show off and they on social media brag about it. Employed people in St. James for Arden to lose. Talk about we don't know if my one away. Those are reasons to say goodbye. To say goodbye to these people. It's time for PNP to say goodbye to these people. By the way, somebody tell Luther Buchanan and Danny Buck say him to come check him now, please. Seriously. Danny Buck say Luther must come check him. And it's time that the PNP leadership get a grip, man. Get a grip. It's time to do all of that. My final word tonight before I leave is this. All the people who want to become leader, all the people with great potential, Philip Paulwell, Raymond Price, Philip Paulwell, the Zane Master, Mr. PNP himself, Raymond Price. I'm guessing that probably Raymond write all of the curriculum of Harvard. If he didn't, he should. Damian Crawford, Lisa Hanna, Crystal Tomlinson, Imani Duncan Price, Mikhail Phillips, Andre Orton, and yes, Young Vaz. Don't give up, Young Vaz. All of you. I want to say to the people who looking to be leaders going forward. The PNP, under absolutely no circumstance, can survive with each of you being individual, all by yourself, in a little camp on a corner within a 2 people. The only way to redeem it and reclaim it is for all of you, those names that I called just now, to understand that we need each other. The PNP people on my road say we need each other. They want to see all of those names that I just called. They want to soon tight. They want to soon together. They want to soon as one. They don't want soon scattered over there, so everybody talking them own thing. And none of you will survive on your own. None of you. Not one of you. You need each other. And the only way this will work is for all of you to understand that you need each other. PNP people, them not gone nowhere. They are there. They are welcoming. They're hungry for people to talk to them. Them hungry for talk. Sometimes we are talk, we don't like leave them not ready yet. Them hungry. Areas in Southeast St. Anne where a great majority of PNP people voted labor rights. I could only identify 2 areas where that happened. I could only identify some scattered places where people got money not to vote. And that was Wizzy's influence. I can identify PNP people that show up for vote, and that was Wizzy's influence. And Uno PNP people gave him all of that influence to destabilize PNP. And the PNP people of Southeast St. Anne, slowly but surely, is beginning to understand that is him or them. Him is one man, a puny little man. Him no hold no sway over Uno. Uno need to take it back and reclaim it. And probably line him up in the square and invite Will Smith to come along. Comrades, friends, thank you for joining us for these last 5 weeks. I hope that you thoroughly got some information from what we had to say. I hope that you also got a little fun out of it, because you know I don't like to do nothing less than a little fun. We're going to close off the lives for tonight, for the next couple of weeks. We're still on the road. We're not going on the road this week. We're going to take this week to analyze the information we have and put together some data. And then I want to tell the people of St. Mary that we soon come check on you, so we can stop on the nice. Portland, on the known my people will soon come check on you. Yes, yes, Manchester. Oh, Manchester, I hear you loud and clear. Soon come. Trelawney. Yep. I hear you. We'll soon come check on you. Don't worry. We'll check on you soon. We're going to be everywhere. And we're not going to stop until we cover all grounds. So don't fear that. As long as God gives me the strength and the people who contribute to make it possible continues to contribute, you will see us and we will make it happen. Stay safe. Don't worry. PNP is not dead, just in a coma. And we're hoping that they're going to leave soon. God bless you. God bless your family. Stay safe. Keep the children safe. Thank you.